All right, for today's lesson, right, I'll be opening with Romans 8:18. Right, the scripture says, "Yet what we will suffer now is nothing compared to the glory he will reveal to us later." This is applicable to so many things in life, but I feel like truly important for today's lesson, right? So, you know, what I want to talk about today is the value of despair, the value of disappointment, and getting 1% better every single day. You see, in our heads, right, when we start something new and when we want success, we think it's going to be one straight shot forward. We think it's so easy, it's in our hands, and we know everything in the world. That is not true at all. Nothing in life is linear at all, and everything in life is either exponential or has its peaks and has its lows. We go through it like throughout the year. We have our horrible days, we have our best days. It's simple, right? Nothing is consistently growing and it's just so easy. No, everything is either exponential or goes through these ups and downs. um it's hard for us to go all in on something, especially when we realize we have to go through the valley of despair and the valley of disappointment, right? So let's look at the Dunning-Kruger effect first, right? you know we when we start something new, we know absolutely nothing, right? But once we get that just taste of knowledge, our confidence skyrockets, right? And our confidence isn't isn't really there yet. We're at the peak of Mountain Stupid, right? We think we know everything. Our ego is utmostly inflated, right? But as soon as we keep doing what we're doing inside field, our confidence starts to diminish, right? But our competence also starts to grow. Then we reach the valley of despair, as I've mentioned before. This is where many people start to give up. And remember, you don't lose in life until you give up on yourself. And this is where you either consistently push it through or you don't, right? It's like every action you take, every thing you put into this, all the time, all the energy, you're not seeing the success that you want to see, because initially you thought, hey, this would be so easy and just like boom, you would get the results that you wanted. This is not true at all. We go through the valley of despair. But you see, when looking at the graph, it gradually grows, right? Your confidence gradually grows and your confidence also hits a new peak. That's the slope of enlightenment. When you realize, hey, it's working, right? You just have to keep going with it. And then you reach the plateau of sustainability where you become, as it says on the graph, a guru, or just you know what you're doing, right? You're knowledgeable. And then if we look at the plateau of latent potential, right? We have two axes, the results and the time. You see, the green line shows that everything that we all of us think, right? When we start something, it's so easy, and this is what's gonna happen. We just keep doing it, boom, success will come our way. No, this isn't true at all. It's exponential, right? We go through the valley of disappointment. We're like, hey, we're starting this and we're disappointment, right? So valley of despair and valley of disappointment are similar, right? We're upset of the success we're not seeing and the results that we wanted, and it hurts us because we're wasting our time and we could use it to do something better, right? And that's where many people give up, because they think it's like so easy. It's one straight shot forward. It's not. It's exponential. It slowly curves up the more and more time progresses, and because of that, show us your results, and soon you have your breakthrough, right? You pass the valley of disappointment, and you're there where you want to be. You see, this is applicable to, take this YouTube channel for example. I get like like pathetic amount of views, which I'm aware of, but like I keep going because I'm not giving up, because I just started. This is like a month, less than 2 months of a project, and I have fun doing it. Yes, I'm in the valley of despair and the valley of disappointment, but I'm not giving up, because the more and more I put my repetitions in, the more and more I pursue this, right? Eventually, the success will come in one way or another, because time is growing. So is my competence, so is my confidence. It's all growing slowly but surely, right? And this ties in back with getting better every single day. There's so many ways to do it, but when we take the actions and the habits that we need to, it's like we have to get our feet wet first. And then we have to understand what we're doing. when, if it doesn't work out for us instantaneously, we're like, okay, we're going to change it up. See, that's where many people fail. That's where many people give up. Do not change your strategy for starting something new. Stay with it. Stay true to it. And slowly but surely, it'll become better, right? Let's look at the 1% better every day graph, right? If you just take your time to do something beneficial for yourself, even if it's something minor, even if it's something small, this slowly builds more and more. But you just have to stay true to it. You just have to give it time, and just like the other graph, the results become apparent, right? You have your breakthrough. But let's say you didn't do that. Let's say you just didn't focus on yourself and just fed into your desires. Look at the graph. You slowly just get worse and worse, right? And that ties in with like everything I've been preaching on this channel, is like, be faithful to yourself, stay true to yourself, and just be patient, right? Because eventually, when you're able to visualize it and look at these graphs, right, you get through this like slump of it not working, right? You get through it because you have patience and you have the ethic. And then eventually you see the success, you see the rewards, because you were able to stay true to it. And that ties in back to the whole Bible verse thing, right? The suffering we feel now compares to nothing that the Lord will bless us with, right? And that is so true, especially when you have faith in the Lord and you have faith in yourself, right? For what God has given us is all a blessing, and it matters how we use it. And once we just keep at it and we stay true and faithful to ourselves and to Him, it's bountiful. The harvest is bountiful. It's fruitful. It's a blessing. And that's why I'm just saying, like, get your reps in. Do the best you can. If you're starting something new, stay true to it. If you're doing something currently, stay true to it. Because I promise you, one way or another, it's going to be beneficial to yourself. And you're building yourself for your success. You're becoming the person you want to be. That's all I have for you today. Just realize where you're at right now in your life and in your goals. And just stay true. Be consistent. Stay faithful. And keep putting the work in and show up every day. That's all I have for you today. Stay blessed.